Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and another episode of the D1 build series. Today we're going to work on the sound for this bad boy. So today I'm headed over to get the exhaust installed. I bought a FLOWMASTER exhaust for the Range Rover Classic that basically will replace the center muffler. So on those cars, there's two mufflers. There's a center one that's quite large underneath the center of the car, and then there's a rear muffler, which is quite small. Gonna replace the center muffler with a FLOWMASTER unit. I will leave the info in the description. It's basically a unit that's designed more for like diesel trucks and things like that. It's got a bit of a V pattern. Based on all my research and some of the clips I heard online, it should sound really good. Hopefully it gives it like a deep kind of throaty, rumbly, almost like Borla. If you guys have heard like, I don't know, like a G-Wagon, like AMG G-Wagon kind of exhaust, that's the goal. You never know until you put one of these on, but nonetheless, you know, the Range Rover Classic and the D1, which of course is what I'm in, have an amazing engine. You know, they have like a 3.9 liter V8. It's a lot of displacement, and V8 engines really tend to come to life a lot when you put a aftermarket exhaust on. So because we're doing the lift and the off-road tires and just all that sort of overland style build, I feel, at least personally, that you need something to go along with that from a sound perspective. It just adds so much to the experience. If you follow my channel and you've watched my 993 build, my 991 build, you know, I always do exhaust. I just think you want to use all your senses in terms of, you know, sight, obviously the way the car looks, feel, you know, driving it on trails, things like that, but also sound. It's important. It really rounds out the experience. So decided to take that exhaust I bought for Range Rover Classic, go ahead and throw in the D1 because this build's kind of ahead of that one. That one's still in the paint shop. It's got a few days left. We're gonna go over to the muffler shop and get it installed. Now, I could have definitely done this myself. I could put it up on, you know, a lift or jack it up, whatever, cut out the center exhaust. That's easy. You just take a Sawzall and cut it out, and then weld in the exhaust. You also can clamp this, but I really would not do that. You're gonna end up with exhaust leaks and just, it's not the right way to do it. So I could have gone out and got a welder, used it as an excuse to learn how to weld. I've never welded anything before, but I think it's important on these builds where you're kind of honest with yourself about how much time you have, how much time it's worth investing, how much it's worth waiting like weeks and weeks and weeks until you have, you know, like a half a day or a full day to do a welding project versus just literally 40 minutes down the street for like $100 or less to just get it done and just move on with the build. So I try to do a lot of this myself, as you guys know if you follow the channel, but I also know, and I'm smart enough to know when, let me just take it to somewhere around the corner, even if it's something easy like this. We're gonna head over there. I'm gonna capture some of that. I'm gonna get all the after sound. I'm not gonna do a bunch of before sound. You can search YouTube and find clips of what D1 sounds stock. I don't think I need to capture all that for you, but I will do an after sound, both driving and stationary, and I'll give you my thoughts on this particular muffler, whether it's worth putting exhaust on your D1, all those kind of things. I think I know the answer, but nonetheless, I'm gonna take you along and we'll talk about it. so quick driving video for you just to give you kind of my final impressions on the exhaust. Long and the short, I really love it. It's like the perfect amount of noise in the cabin, so all the windows are up right now, but you hear that throaty kind of groan. Definitely ties the build together, like gives you a sense you're driving a vehicle that's been modified with, you know, some off-road upgrades, things like that, but it's not too loud by any means. It's definitely not like, you know, look at me, which is not what I wanted. I mean, this is a car I'm going to use to pick our kids up, you know, from school, go like run errands, take them to sports stuff. So I really was not looking for something that's crazy, but it sounds great. So, you know, just enough noise to let you know it's there. Not obnoxious by any means for daily driving and whatnot, which I plan to, you know, do with this car. So all in all, really pleased. Hope you guys enjoyed the overall video of this particular project. This is the last project for the D1. So I will do one kind of like big overview video where I talk about all the things that I like, maybe some things I would have done differently, kind of recap the build. So that will be coming to the channel to kind of close out this build series, but this one's it. So if you've watched the whole time, thank you so much. Appreciate you following along. If you haven't, feel free to subscribe, hit that button, go back, watch the previous episodes and some of the other builds. And once I do that recap video, we'll move on from this build to Range Rover Classics and everything else. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys soon.